Yeah, what's good, guys? So, I'm gonna be showing you how to make these wires in basic wires. So, basically, we're gonna start with this one. Let's start with the doors. So, I have to actually wire in Roblox. Dang, if you just gotta drop it. So, let me just unwire this by doing exclamation mark. Now, that's how you unwire your stuff. And if you want to wire, you do an exclamation mark, WC, and it's gonna wire connect. So, let me show you how to make this door. So, first of all, basics of making a door is, I'm gonna start from the top to the bottom. First of all, you're gonna make sure your transparency is 500 and your repeat is on 1. Now with this one, the one on the right, it's your speed for your wiring, and it's very useful. Let's say I want this door to be fast. Okay, the thing is, this is gonna affect the last state of the hinge. So if you want your door to open faster on the first state, instead of putting this to 1, you put this to 1. And you do, let me see. It's way more faster. So see, copy. You can do copy by Shift and C, and then make this repeat to 2. And then you can copy this over again. You expand it, and also make sure just to remove the texture. And you can hold Shift and just press the blocks, and then press Shift G to group them, and then you don't see. You make your own first door. So now for advanced groupings, if you want, for example, let's go back to the charts board. Let's say you want the button door, so we're gonna use send signal, receive signal. And by the way, receive signal cannot use manual input. It needs a signal from a transmitter, and this transmitter is signal number 3. So, what are you talking about? Signal number 3, signal number 4. So let me show you how to do this. So, basically, I have a little block over here. Let's say I want this to have an in position, and then an out position. That's where the button is going to move. And then let me make the button itself. For this example, I'm just going to make the button a moving block. And then now, we're going to have one more block. That's going to be our output. And with this output, the channels are on colors. You can press V to see your colors. If you have like sophisticated builds and stuff, you can press this and you can have way more. For me, I usually go with the brightness, but for this tutorial, it's gonna be simple. We're gonna go with really red. Alright, so we have our button over here. But ooh, back to my wish. Let's say well, that's a problem. Okay, so Now for this one, I can set this to 4, and it will receive the signal from here to there, and it will make this block move. So let's say I want this to be like a really, really, really big door. Actually, let's do this instead. Hey. And now, don't forget to group them all. You can just hold click this. Let me do shift key. For this one, just gonna click it. And now we do this. Now, with this one, with the send signal and receive signal, you can experiment. Hey, that's good. That's good shit right there. Alright, so forcing signal type. Forcing signal type is basically a constant signal that you can use. We can see here from V1 to V2 to V3 to V4. These are all in states that we can choose from. In this video, I won't really be going over it, so I'm just gonna be with this one. But you can also be with negative when activated or positive always. Let's say, let's say I have a block over here, right? I'm gonna wire it. Not wiring yet. Let's say I have 5. I'll go back to the board. You can see I want it positive as always. So the singular block is going to be always positive, but of course I'm going to be needing a transmitter. Now this one, this number here on the right doesn't really matter because it doesn't really, I'm not really sure if it dictates the speed or whatever. This. Now let me just ungroup this and let me group this. Ooh, yeah. Also, I forgot to tell you. These 4 signal types will always need a start and end position so they can activate. Make sure you don't do my mistake. So, basically, I'm gonna put this as 1, and I want this to be instant. So, we can do this, and then make it this, and then we do WC. This is always gonna be active. See, once it's activated, it cannot be deactivated. You get what I mean here? Yeah, you get what I mean. Alright. So, you can use these 4 signal types. I will make a new video about it because you can make toggle loops with them. You can make door locks with them. You can make a lot of stuff with them. It's really useful. Okay. Now with number 6, this is gonna be a shoot gate. Now with a shoot gate, let's say alright, so with a shoot gate, let's say I actually have my friend. It's gonna make stuff there. So with a shoot gate, what a shoot gate does basically, there's guns in this game. Let's say I want to spawn an AK. I'm probably sure YouTube will not allow this. I don't really care. Hey, so I got myself an AK. Now what I can do with this AK, especially when it shoots stuff, it's gonna activate when it shoots. But you can make like secret doors with this, and whatever your imagination makes you do. Let's say I have a little dummy over here. I'm probably gonna make it like a little more detailed, you know. Okay. So here's our dummy. And then this is gonna be the head. We're gonna paint that. I guess we're gonna paint that a little bit darker here. So when I shoot this, I want this thing to activate and drop. So let's do that. So we copy this. We take this over here. And we're gonna do the wiring. So as you have learned, you set the transparency to 500, and then we set the left repeater to 1 as in the in position, or the start position. And I want this to be relatively fast. And let's rotate this, yeah. Let's say I want this thing to drop. And then you put this on repeat on 2. And then now the nice thing here, I just need to texture this with a shoot gate. Now the shoot gate, I'm gonna put this on 6. I'm gonna put this on 500, and then we can select all of this. And let me do WBC. Very realistic. Now you could use this shoot gate with receive signal, send signal. I'm not really receive signal, but yeah, you could do that too. You could do it with start position, end position, and you could also put 4 signal types on it. But with 4 signal types, I rather recommend putting it on a separate wiring. Now, let's go with a touch gate. Now, a touch gate is basically when our Roblox player touches a block or a part in our little plot. So, let's say I'm gonna put this on 7 and 500, and we're gonna choose activate when entering. Now there's plenty of, let's put this on 1, so it will be activate when entering. So now let me make the door. Can make a little bit door thingy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Then I could put this on 1, and then I could put this on 2. Now we drag and select it and do Shift G. Now I can do WEC. And now when I step on this block, well, why is it not working? I think I see the issue here. Let me just... Okay, so... Suspicious. What could be the issue? This thing. Forgot to remove the waypoint. Now, when I go inside this block, it's gonna go down, I guess. Now, okay, I could edit this thing. It's kind of glitched, but yeah, you could always fix that as usual. It's not a biggie, not a problem. select all of these. Let me do VC. Let me go into it. Now see. Now you could make a lot of stuff with these. Let's say I want to show you the other states. So this is going to be 3, and this is going to be 2. Let me do VC. After you move everything, like when you're moving your wirings, do Shift T to make sure you're not in, like you're selecting the group and not the part inside the group, so your wiring will not glitch out. Now when you move it, like even so ever slightly, make sure you do wire connect, so your parts will not glitch outside of your plot, because that could be bad. So this is going to activate when I leave. So look at this. I'm here. Boom. Now this one, it's just only going to activate when I'm inside the block. It's very convenient, isn't it? Okay, so we have a monitor. Now, how do you use a monitor? Now this could be like very niche, kind of, sort of, but you know what I mean. Let's say I have a really big fancy TV screen. It's gonna make this black. And let's go for 8. Now this number on the right doesn't matter. You can put it to whatever. I just recommend to leave it on 2. And then we copy this over here. We set this to 9. And I want my camera to be a little bit slim. Now the way how to check where is your camera facing. It's gonna be facing this way. So let's say I want it to look at me. So we group this. You can also group up like a single part by itself, but I don't really recommend that. And now, hey, I can see it myself. It's very nice, isn't it? If you want to exit it, just press left click. You can also zoom in it. You can, if your camera doesn't really have range. You could also cycle through cameras. Let's say I want like a little ring of cameras. Okay, so I can cycle in. This is camera 2, camera 3. It's very neat, isn't it? Alright. Now we're gonna go to the last thingy. Logic gates. So logic gates can be used with multiple receivers, and the value besides logic. Now personally, I don't really use logic gates on my build because it doesn't really matter. But with some builds like elevators and stuff, trust me, you would need them. So logic gate, let's say an OR gate. Now this gate can receive 2 inputs. Let's say, let me bring this button over here. I'm not trying to make a new one. Let's say I have input green, and I have input blue. I'm going to do VC. Now, with a logic gate, let me make my gate. I'm actually going to fancy it as a gate instead, you know. So, with a logic gate, of course, you have to have an in and out position. Always have these in your builds, except if you're using a monitor or a camera. So, let's say I'm gonna have a gate that opens sideways. Yeah, it's gonna be like a nice niche door. So, for a logic gate, now this is gonna be our logic cube. Let me make that cyan. So with our logic cube, We're gonna choose variant 1, and we're gonna choose signal 10. Now, with this one, let's say we're gonna receive the signals. So, we're gonna put 4 over here, and copy that, and also 4 over there. So, this is gonna be blue, and this is gonna be green. Now, we just need our door. So, let me just unwire this. Make sure when you're making and copying these stuff, you, yeah. Actually, I'll make a little bit nicer. It's gonna be niche. That looks better. Now I could select it all. Oh, by the way, if you're making a build with a door or something, and your door is like a lot of parts, you can just group the door first, and then take the door and group it with everything else. Now let's do WC or exclamation mark. And then now, this is going to be an OR gate. Now, OR gate can receive one of 2 inputs to activate. Now, it's going to activate from green. And it's going to activate from blue. And now, let's go over the AND gate. Now this one, its value is supposed to receive both inputs. Now you could search up wiring gates on YouTube, and you could find more advanced tutorials. I will be going over that soon. So with these, it requires 2 of the inputs to activate. And now if one of the inputs deactivates, then the gate closes and deactivates. Now with a NOT gate, basically it can only receive one input. Now I'm not really sure why we use that, but you could use that like basically if you have a junction gate. If you make yourself a own junction. And an AND gate, it can only receive what's that called? These inputs. I'm not really sure. Don't really follow this what I'm saying, but yes. Now this is all for the tutorial. Good luck with your wiring over there.